Senaji. Trying to think of who wrote
Sinajit
his name.
with a
Senajit.
T at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, came with hold on, I have this written down. Give me 1 second.
Oh, there's a lot of. That was,
Okay. Senajit gets there, son of Amba, and with him is his female lizard folk bodyguard, Zianya. Um, we try to. It's me and Love. We're trying to convince Senajit. Well, not convince, but like prepare him for what he's about to witness. And he's like, I need to see it for himself. And we're like, okay, okay. And we let him and Zianya in. They have a conversation. Sanajit has a conversation with Amba, or who he thinks is Amba. But fairly quickly, he realizes that she's not actually Amba, and it looks like he is about to take hostile action when I think I cast a spell. I can't remember what spell it was.
emotions.
Yeah, Calm Emotions or something like that. I think it was Calm Emotions. I think you're right, Kev. Which stops him from doing that. Um, we have a conversation about what actually are we going to do with Amba? Are we just going to kill this thing? Are we going to keep it alive? I think we decide on keeping it alive. We get information about some of the other podlings in the city, or maybe we did that the session before last. But at any rate, the Amba podling was kept alive. Zianya and Sanajit are staying in that house to keep guard. We interrogate the podling, I think, for a little bit more information, and then we leave and we gather supplies. And Lilvati, we go to the Yodahola tree to where the druids were.
First, Lav and Sarkovan did some stuff by the lake.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were out by the lake, and I think I noticed some smoke coming out from the far side of the lake. And I told Lav about it, and he sent Sirius over there, and he discovered some Dragonborn had set up a camp there, and there were kobolds there as well, and they were like making a big bonfire, which kind of concerned us. And I think we told somebody about them, and we had even theorized that they may have been like a wandering brigading troop, battalion, not battalion, but like a group of people um, from what's it called? Um, the place where all the dragons are from. I can't remember what it's called. But
Vrundul.
yeah, yeah. hmm where Kor was originally from before he escaped. And actually, I think Lav and yeah, Sorkovan and Lav had like a heart to heart about what we're doing, why we're doing it, motivations, intentions moving forward. Um, then we came back to the group, and I think that's when we decided to go prepare to take down Voth Tok, the mighty dominants at the bottom of the Lake of Ablution at a temple, a desecrated temple, I would imagine.
We went to the Yoda tree to get information,
Yeah, and
and
that's when you.
that's where we found out about like more about the temple and where I got my staff.
Yep. Where did we get the bag of salt?
I found it in the same room as the staff.
Okay. We found out a bunch of good information about the mighty dominance, how it apparently is some sort of plant-like creature that can regenerate based on, from like a very small amount of vegetation, it can fully regenerate, kind of similar to like Majin Buu or something from Dragon Ball Z. Um, but I think we found out it had a weakness to fire, and we had and to salt. Like the salt would make the soil unfertile, so that it couldn't regrow back. Is that right, Kev?
Yeah, the ideal is to salt the earth so nothing can grow from it.
Okay. And then I think we also discovered that the temple was like not completely submerged in water, that it would be like in open air.
It's fully submerged, but when we later got there, we found out that there's a magical barrier at the door.
Yeah. Well, on the way there, we got the hogweed, the bitter hogweed, so that we could breathe underwater. We got in a boat. We got two separate boats that were just on a dock because I guess everybody's still all messed up from everything that's been happening here in Kanatra. So it wasn't that difficult to find some abandoned boats, and we skiffed them out to the center of the lake where the temple was. We took the bitter hogweed, um, and then we descended into the lake, and the lake was like all dirty, filled with some kind of mucky substance, whereas normally it wouldn't have been that way. And when we got into the lake proper, we heard some pretty disturbing noises. However, we managed to evade detection, and then we found the entrance to the temple, and that's when we discovered that magical barrier that separated the water from the temple itself. And I think that's where we left off.
Yep, that's about it. Uh, Chris, how you doing? You're muted, I think, if you're talking.
Yeah, sorry, I literally just got back home.
Okay, cool. So, go ahead. Do we need to do to get set up, and then we can get started? Um, though while we're waiting, we'll go ahead and change scenes. 'Cause that might take a minute to load for people. All right. So, as you enter this temple, um, you enter a rectangular room. In the center is a large brazier lit with blue flame. Suddenly, gravity finds you, as you find your movement is no longer restricted by water all around. Although the front doorway is wide open, none of the water of the lake finds its way into the structure. The air fills your lungs as you take a second glance around the room. Several old and cracked pots line the walls, and on the left side, next to a door, is a statue of a male humanoid holding a large trident. He stands upon a pedestal inscribed with words in an ancient language. Next to him is a barred wooden door with a large lock on it, and past the brazier, so that here's that locked door. Past the brazier is an open archway leading into another room filled with the same dim blue light. In this next room, you can see leather couches around a beautiful fountain flowing with bright blue water, as well as tables, chairs, and paintings of the sea. Another door is centered on the left wall, and a large double door stands opposite you. The stones of this place have seen several ages. The constant dripping of water echoes around, as does the sound of flowing water behind you. The moist air gives off a mildewy smell, and you almost gag at the briny taste that permeates this whole complex. What would you like to do?
I want to check out the statue and see if I can understand the inscription.
All right. Let me see. It is not written in a language that you immediately recognize. The the letters that are used are the same letters as Ethactic, which are different letters from most of the other languages of the realm. But it's like it's the same kind of script, but it's a different language than Ethactic.
Okay, well, I speak Infernal. Isn't that a tactic?
Um,
I mean, I know
Not
you said
quite.
it's a
So,
different
right,
language.
Infernal is like what D&D says you know, but that's because I have my own custom languages. Basically,
Hmm.
you replace some of your known languages with. I have a written down that you know Volek, Ethactic, and Shirin,
Right. Okay.
um, rather than the ones that it has in there. So, um,
But do they correspond? Volek being common, Athactic being infernal, and Shurin being primordial? Or is it
no.
just because you had to? Okay.
Yeah, it's because like D&D Beyond doesn't let you put in custom languages. Um, but yeah, so you
Okay. So it's the same script. So like, am I able to like make anything out, or is it
that would
completely
be a intelligence check.
okay?
Um, yeah, so you're able to piece together the basic idea of what it's saying, um, as you kind of are a student of history and have picked up a few things. So this is a very, it's written in the primordial language, which is distinct from Ethactic but related. Um, and the as you can best translate it, it says, "Kin of my blood, let thine current be swift and thine waves be strong. Flourish with the abundance of the sea, and ebb and flow with the tide as it comes." I put that in the
Have
Foundry
I ever
chat.
heard of this saying before, or this passage?
Make a history check. Um, it brings to mind a organization from ancient history, um, that was called the Highest Tide. Um, and I think you might have seen that name referenced in one of the books in the Yada Um, but you can't recall any specific details about them.
Okay, and you said this was a person holding a trident.
Yes.
What type of person? Like, are they human? Are they a tiefling?
Um, Make a investigation check. You can tell they look at first glance to be human, but looking a little bit closer, you see some details around the neck and ears and between the fingers that indicate someone of more aquatic anatomy. Because you notice gills, webbing, and like some pointed tips on the ears. Uh, and you realize that this is a statue of a water Ganassi person.
One last question.
Hmm.
Do I recognize the figure by the way it looks or the weapon it's holding?
Um, no, I don't think so. It's based
Okay.
on your previous roles.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna mull that over for a bit.
What's everyone else up to?
This fire in the center, does it appear to be magical in nature?
Um, Make an Arcana check. Yeah, you can tell that it's been burning for probably hundreds of years. Um, And the fact that it's like you're aware of like chemicals that can cause fire to change color, but
Mhm.
that's not what's happening here. It's definitely magic that's causing it to be blue.
Gotcha.
Can I hear anything other than the dripping of water and the flowing of water?
Make a perception check. Um, nope. The fire crackles somewhat, but otherwise it's pretty eerily quiet. Um,
Um, is this? I missed this part earlier. This doorway,
it's just an open
does that symbol mean
archway.
it's open?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's an open archway. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, let me fix that.
Um,
There we go.
Takara will cautiously move forward, but try to keep an eye out for anything that looks dangerous into the next room.
Okay. You can go ahead and move your token over.
Cool.
All right. As you enter this chamber, you notice a few additional things other than the furniture. The painting on the western wall. Wait, is it? Hold on. That's. Oh yeah, there we go. Features an incredibly lifelike depiction of a storm over a sea. Um, every time you blink, the waves, clouds, and rain seem to have changed somehow. In addition, you hear a deep, gurgly voice muttering words from past the door in the eastern wall. Um, there's also a fountain with water running out of 4 spouts in the center of the room.
Wow, there's a lot of interesting shit here. Takara turns around and looks back at the rest of the party and just makes a motion, like hush, and points to the where she hears the voice from.
I try to walk over to this door in the opposite corner of the room,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to see if it's locked or not.
I think you can either click or right click on the door icon to open it.
Um, when I do, it just makes a noise.
Yeah, so that means it's locked.
Great. I would like to check these pots. Didn't you say some of them were broken?
Yes.
Um, I want to check them all, but I'll start with the ones that are broken
What are
to
you
see
looking
if I can
for?
just, I mean, anything, not necessarily a key, but just something that isn't like debris.
Um, yeah, I mean, there's probably like 3 or 4 pots, so it's easy enough just to look through and see that you don't see any sign of a key among the pots.
Okay. I want to look around the statue and around the fire to see if I noticed anything else important.
Um, nothing more than what I've already described. Um, if there is a
Okay.
key, it's not in like out in the open.
All right. I move back towards the threshold and um, prepare to move forward. However, I'm trying to make it obvious to my friends that I don't want to be the next person that goes in. So actually, I'm going to move to the side a little bit.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and enter through the archway.
Yeah.
Quietly, like Takara.
Yeah. Yeah, so you notice the sounds coming from the room to the right, as well as the kind of strange painting on the left, and the fountain in the middle.
Takara looks kind of like motions to Core, like towards the painting, and doesn't say anything, but makes like facial expressions and motions like, "Holy shit, look at that."
Do I experience the same thing Takara is?
Yeah, it's like every time you look at it, everything's in like the waves are in slightly different positions, the clouds are in slightly different positions.
Okay. I facial expression Takara just being like, holy shit, that's crazy, right? But I don't say anything.
Okay, every time
Oh.
y'all talk, the camera zooms into you, and there's like a little chat bubble.
Yeah, I think there's a way to not do that, but I'm not sure how.
Get over it, kid.
Um,
Is that
Wow.
is that the first time that's happening, or did that
no,
happen
that was a
before?
thing before. It's just people don't normally use this stat. Um, yeah, I mean, Joe, last session ended with y'all swimming down towards the underwater temple, and you uh found the temple at the bottom of the lake and went through the archway into it and came into the room that you're in now. So yeah, there's a locked door over here. There's a statue that has an inscription on the bottom that's a little bit higher in the chat log. Um,
Game configure settings, game settings, panda token speaker. Disable that.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, so what are y'all doing now?
So is this locked?
That would be
Are we... What's going on?
This door over here is locked. Sir Coven tried to open it.
What about in the store, Tokara room?
Nobody's tried that door yet, but Takara and Core have heard, and I think Takara pointed out that there are some voices that you couldn't make them out, but you heard mumbling from the other side of the room or the other side of the door
The other side of Tokara's room?
of this door.
Gotcha. So, Coven, would you like if I tried my tools? And I have my little lockpicking kit.
I think that would be a good idea, but if you can manage to unlock it, promise me you won't open the door yet.
Of course.
I'd like to resummon Mozilla.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
bring...
God.
I didn't bring Sirius with us in the ocean.
All right, that's fine.
Or the water, rather.
So you want to try to pick the lock on the door?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and so it would be a dexterity check with proficiency. So if you want to just go ahead and roll stealth, it would be the same modifier. That's the easiest way to
Okay.
do it.
Hey, Chris, did you transfer our sheets from D&D Beyond?
No. If there's anything
Okay.
you put into D&D Beyond, you'll need to update it here.
I don't think I would have done it. I don't think I used any of my stats. I don't think I cast any spells or anything, so...
Probably not.
You gave me the speech of a something bonus.
Y'all took
We
a
can take a long
long
rest.
rest after that, though, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But good thinking. Alright. Stealth. Just straight roll, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. This is you can tell it's a very kind of old lock, and lock technology has quite evolved in since this lock was made and set up, so you're able to pick the lock and the padlock on the door comes off. Um, the door is now unlocked. If you would like to open it, you can right click on the door icon, but you know, do as you see fit.
Sir Coven, be careful. If you'd like, I can open it with my mage hand, but it's up to you.
First, I want to get up and press my ear to the door and see if I can pick up any movement or any noises from the other side of the threshold.
I will back up.
You make a perception check. It doesn't sound like there's anything moving or making any sort of noise on the other side.
I grab, what is it, a handle?
Mm-hmm.
I grab the handle and I very slowly open the door. Does it open toward, like, coming towards me, or does it open into the room?
It opens into the room.
Okay, so I try to, put my head up against towards the wall facing the exit and open it just slightly, ever so much, so that I can see out of my right eye into the room.
Make
And
make
okay.
a sleight of hand check. Yeah, you're able to do so very quietly. Was there anything else you were gonna say, or do you want me to tell you what you see?
Tell me what I see.
All right. And here I'll just go ahead and pop that door open for you. Rusted weapons and rotten wood fill this chamber. Some are missing, and none have been used recently. A staircase on the opposite side of the room descends below. The shields mounted on the walls depict crashing waves. Um, and you do notice that in one of the racks over here, um, almost all the weapons are kind of like rotten or rusted, but there are two spears there that are like the metal tip is like perfectly clean and kind of seems to be very well designed.
Okay. I open the door all the way open and
Mhm.
take a step inside, and then I say in a hushed tone, "Love, I think I found something in here." And I point towards the spears with the tips that look pristine compared to the rest. Maybe you should get Kor or Turkara. They seems to be weapons more of their suit than ours.
I was going to ask if I should call for the others, but I was muted. And I whisper in the mind of first Kor and then Tokara. Sir Coven found some weapons that may be of interest. You can reply to this message.
I will head back.
I will head to the weapons.
All right,
And
so
then I move out the way and walk towards where I think they are.
all right. Yeah, so you see these two, and now that you get a kind of better look at them, you can tell that they're actually more designed for, they're smaller than spears, they're more designed for throwing. So probably some sort of a javelin. Um, and each of them has kind of a jagged edge, with like a, and the handle is wooden but wrapped in like blue cloth. That seems quite elegant given the obvious age of the rest of the room.
Takara takes out the javelins that she's been using and compares the basic ass stick spear thing to the magnificent specimens that lie in front of her.
Yeah, I mean, same basic form and function, but the ones in front of you are clearly a lot more care was put into their creation.
this is a good room.
Well, it gets even better. There's a staircase over there leading deeper into the temple. And I pointed out.
Do I notice any magical properties or runes inscribed upon the spears that look pristine? Because in my estimation, that's what would keep it so pristine if these were locked in here.
Make an Arcana check. In fact, you do notice a set of runes inscribed along the um, handle of the weapon, and you recognize these as runes that signify magical power that can channel the energy of lightning. It's the same runes on each javelin.
These appear to be javelins of lightning. Powerful. Or is there only
I'm
one?
sorry.
There's
You-
two.
These two javelins appear to be magical in nature, javelins of lightning.
Sorry,
Powerful.
did you say a lightning bolt javelin?
I didn't quite say it in that manner, but I believe you get the gist of what I said. Yes.
That is what I heard, though. This is not just a good room. This is a great room. Please,
What's-
friends, I must ask if I could use one of these at least.
I'm in a
don't look at
similar.
me.
Their silence.
I'm in a
That's
similar
right.
boat. Is anyone opposed? Other than Tokara and I.
I am opposed to taking them myself.
I agree. They would be useless in my hands.
What say you, Tokara? One for each of us?
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, go ahead and take hold of these weapons, and if you look in your inventory, each of you will now have a javelin of lightning.
I whisper to Lilivati. Lilivati, we're in here.
Yes, I can see you.
You can reply to this message.
Takara, what
Chris,
did you
as
hear
a-
in the other room?
1 second, and she will answer you. Chris, I remember you telling me, and I may be remembering this wrong. With the basic javelins I have, it's like 5 uses per day kind of thing.
Right.
That does not apply to this one, right?
Right. So for this one, if you throw it, it'll land at your target, whether you hit or miss or
Mhm.
whatever, or use its ability, whatever. And then you'll need to go retrieve it in order to have it in the future. So like if you're running away
Right.
from an enemy and
Okay.
you throw it at that enemy and continue running away, well, you threw your javelin at them and now you don't have it back. But
Sure. Okay, I just wanted to make sure before I threw it at shit.
Yeah.
What was your question, Swarkoven?
What did you hear or see or feel in that room that made you so concerned?
Well, Core, I believe, experienced the same, but at the door, when you enter to the left, there were strange, deep, almost like a gurgle voice, perhaps. It sounded ominous. And then there's, on the other side, there's some sort of, I don't know, mystical, magical, beautiful painting. But there seems to be a lot of power in that room, on either side, somehow.
So I guess the question becomes, Do we venture further into that room, or do we investigate the lower levels first?
Well, my vote is that this door was locked, and perhaps we are not supposed to see whatever is down there, so we should go and see whatever is down there.
Very well. Is anyone opposed?
Is it DM? Is it dark leading down into there?
The So that large brazier in the first room, as well as the torches on the walls around here, all they have blue flames on them. And a similar kind of blue light appears to be below. So it's not dark, but it's got like a blue tint.
Okay.
But it seems, yes, it seems like there's more of these torches in the lower level.
Gotcha. I'm here for the ride, so I'll follow your lead. Just
I've
gonna have
said
my
this.
wand in my hand perpetually.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. I'm not exactly the best front line. I'd rather be in the back. Kor, Takara, maybe one of you two would like to venture down first.
I think that is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
With Kara, when she says, I was just kind of staring into the distance with a furrowed look. But first, I'm trying to see if I could give some sort of boon to us. Give me a moment. Which is me as a player saying I forgot what my spells are and I have to look.
Mhm.
I have no issue going down first to see what's down there.
Alright. So if anybody wants to go down, I need to move you to a different map. So just let me know. Or I can just move everyone all at once. Either way works. Are y'all heading down?
Oh, I was waiting to see if Crass was gonna do anything before we headed down. Otherwise, I will head down.
Okay.
I am going to do something, but I'm going to wait for a moment that's maybe closer to the action.
Okay, I will head downstairs then.
Give me 1 sec.
I will follow.
So, people, and I'm sure I put you in the right spot. Okay. Alrighty, You descend into a long stone hallway that winds across this floor. Mold grows on some parts of the walls and floors, and water drips from the ceiling. The walls depict paintings and carvings of beautiful oceanscapes, including many kinds of fish, coral, kelp, and other aquatic designs.
Do these
There's,
paintings,
sorry, go ahead.
sorry, do these paintings and um, depictions, do they look old as well? as old as everything else?
Yeah. The paint has faded and cracked with time. Some of the carvings have worn away somewhat, but there's still enough to make out the details. Um, I should also mention there's large double doors next to you, at the base of the stairs, and then further down the hallway, you see another doorway on the left, and then another staircase down here. You see the bottom of a staircase that leads up back to the floor that you were on before. And then, but the hallway also continues down that way. What y'all doing?
Sorry, I'm still refamiliarizing myself with my shit.
Is there like a
Um,
hatch for this, like behind us?
No. It's
Or
just a
stairwell?
staircase that leads down. There's kind of like a railing around the top on the floor above.
Okay.
Um, but yeah.
Are those torches really lit? I can't remember if you said that
Yeah,
or
the
not.
torches are lit with the same blue flame.
Oh, the same blue flame.
Yeah.
Okay. I just say out loud, be wary of traps. But I'm ready to move forward. I just am kind of scared to go first.
I will slowly, cautiously continue on, keeping notice of any suspiciousness.
You can feel free to move yourself wherever you want to go.
Oh, there I am. Okay, sorry, I was
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
abyss.
Yeah, so that's a door next to you. All right, so as you turn or can see down this next hallway, the hallway continues to the left. There's a door on the north side. Um, but the middle of the hallway is filled with a barricade of crates, furniture, barrels, and other large, heavy objects. The mess blocks. Actually, you can't see that part. But yeah, seeing the other side past the hallway, let alone crossing the hallway, is impossible without moving some of the objects out of the way.
Interesting. And is this right here? Is that a
That is a
staircase leading
staircase
back
leading
up?
up. Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. Um, for the crates and just see if there's anything in the crate.
Make a investigation check. Um, the crates were probably once filled with food or drinks of some sort, but they all seem to have just rotted away with time. It's actually kind of smells pretty bad, and it's mostly just filled with like dust, kind of just things that have been sitting here for so long. Um,
Mhm.
but a lot of it just seems kind of piled up here, as if to block the path. Um,
Um, Did either the door I just walked past, or this other one here, were either of them open or locked, or
um, well, you would have seen. So the first door you walked. So there were the large double doors by the stairs you came down.
Mhm.
Those had a lock on it. And then
Gotcha.
also this one next to where Takara is now has a lock on it. But the one that
Okay.
you're standing next to, Core, does not have a lock on it.
Do I hear anything in particular on the other side of the door?
Make a perception check. You hear a very faint kind of periodic scratching sound, as if some sharp material is scratching against like stone or something stone-like. Um, and then it stops.
Gonna make my way back and inform the rest of the party.
hmm
This staircase that's in front of us, uh, to me as a player, based on the map, it seems like that might be like underneath the room that we heard the voices coming from. Would Dakar be able to hear anything coming from the staircase?
Make a perception check.
Okie dokie. It's just a straight roll.
And you can kind of see up to the top of the stairs. Um, Basically just the ceiling above the staircase, but there's no
I
like
rolled a
hatch or
12.
anything like that. 12. Um, you don't hear anything.
Okay. Then I don't really say anything about it.
Mhm. Um,
It seems we should press on, but continue to be cautious. Yes.
Which way do you think we should go? We seem to have options.
Let us keep exploring this bottom floor first.
Sure.
Is the hallway wide enough for two people to fit right there, or
yeah,
is it single file?
it's 10 feet wide.
Okay.
Oh, here I'll bring lava on.
Do you want me to be behind you or in front of you, Lilavati?
So long as I can see all of you, it doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm gonna stay behind Turkara and Core. Um, and I try to just really take this temple in on a level beyond sensory. And I want to see if I can sense any dark energies here or maybe magical energies or anything like that. Because I'm getting the sense that something terrible happened here, and I'm not quite sure what it was. I'm, I, s- I'm starting to, have some ideas in my head, but just when we got to this point in the temple, when we heard the noises from the other side of the blockade,
hmm
I got this feeling like maybe there's something trapped here that's trying to escape. Um, so yeah, I guess I'm just trying to catch a vibe.
Make a wisdom check. And to clarify, the scratching noises were coming from behind this door, not past the barricade.
Oh, I misheard you.
The
Okay.
door next to Core. That's like the wooden door.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, I mean, this is definitely a strange place. The age of it seems significant. Um, there's something about it that gives you a slightly unexpected familiarity, but not quite. You can't really place it, and you're not sure where that might like what it might be reminding you of or how. Um, but that's all you can really suss out.
Okay. I want to move up to the door and see if it's locked.
It is not locked.
I open it.
Um, you see what appears to be a latrine. Um, there's a chamber pot, a torch, and other than that, the room is empty.
Do I hear those noises anymore?
You don't.
Hmm.
Although make a investigation check for me. So you do notice a couple things. The back wall here is stone. It's sort of like a stone brick, and you notice that some of the masonry in between the stone has been like chiseled out, and you see like kind of dust on the ground where it might have fallen. And one of the bricks has kind of been pushed inward very slightly, but not too far. Um, you also notice that in the you glance upward, and there's a metal pipe that cuts across the ceiling. Um, and there's sort of like a hatch above where the chamber pot is. And you notice that, yeah, with that roll, that like this hatch seems to have been recently used. There's not any like there's dust kind of all on everything except around where the hatch is kind of attached to the pipe. So it's recently been opened.
I venture inwards
Hmm.
to the back wall and I try to remove or move the brick that's been pushed in.
Yeah, so it's pushed into the wall, so you can really only like push onto it, and you feel it give a little bit, but you feel as if more of this masonry was chipped away, you would be able to push it into the other side and see what was beyond.
Hmm. You said if I chipped away a little bit more of the
Uh,
masonry?
yeah, like the part that's kind of connecting the brick to all the other bricks around it.
Right. I'm trying to think how I could do that. Let's see. Actually, I have a crowbar.
That would certainly work.
I'm going to see if I can chip away some of this masonry with my crowbar.
Takara, since she's right in front of the door and can see that,
Hmm.
she steps up behind Sokovin and pulls out her battering ram and goes, "Would this maybe be of some assistance?"
That may be a bit overkill, but yes. And I
Okay. Well, I don't.
step out of
I
the
do
way.
not mean to step on. I don't mean to step on toes. You know, if you want, you can please go ahead.
I actually think that this is a more interesting outcome. So I think that this is what is meant to happen.
All right, well, Takara, go ahead and make a strength check, but with advantage since you're using the battering ram.
Okay. She takes a deep breath. Big, very goatee breath. Strength. Blah, blah. That was poop. Let's do again. 18.
18. You swing it, and it smashes into the wall with a loud thud. Several bricks get pushed out and fall into the next room, and there's probably like a foot wide hole that you can see through. Give me 1 second as I adjust My vision lines.
It was maybe a little louder than we should have done, but
There we go. So this next room, and you might need to walk up to about it. Must have once been a beautiful master bedroom, but the sheets and curtains and furniture have all rotted over time. Yet its former occupants still remain, albeit in the form of strange aquatic humanoid mutations. As the sound of bricks falling into the room echoes, they turn in your direction and begin shambling towards you. What do you do?
I'll turn to the rest of the party and go, fish, bad fish. Is the hole big enough for me to fit through?
No, it's like a foot wide
Okay.
and maybe like 6 inches tall. But you're like looking in and
Right.
you see them like moving towards you.
A foot wide, I don't even think could fit in my head.
Probably not. Like
With all my
it's
legs.
enough to see through and not much more than that.
Yeah, so I'll just back up. And I'm kind of at the loss here. There's a fish coming this way.
Let's see. I can give. Here's what it looks like.
Pretty fucked up fish, but you know.
Can I see it?
Probably not at the angle you're at. I mean, if you move like a space to the right, you'll be able to see it, and that could signify Storkoven kind of like leaning towards the car to get a better view.
I would try to do that.
Yeah, I mean, so like that's kind of what you see.
Okay. Okay. Does that thing look like the statue? The water genasi.
Not the statue was more regal. Um, and I mentioned the statue had a few kind of aquatic attributes, but this creature seems to be much more fish-like in nature, much less humanoid.
Okay.
As you're kind of examining it, it raises up its claw, and there's sort of like a spiked fin along its arm, and the fin kind of straightens out, and then from its palm, these quills. Wait. Oh no, I misread that. Never mind. It doesn't do that. Yeah, it just keeps lumbering over it closer, and it's just starting to move like around this bed here.
I just hold out my sword, or just hold my sword at the ready and just wait.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything?
I actually try to back out of this room if I can.
Yeah, you can squeeze past Takara, although you might need to like move into her space and then downward.
I would let you. She would move.
Actually move to the far back.
At this point, it climbs onto the bed, and reaches the claw with like the spined fins through the gap, and is just kind of like waving its claw around,
Chop.
trying to reach something. Make an attack roll.
Choppy chop. Long sword. That is a 21 to hit.
That'll hit it. Roll damage.
Damage. That is a 8 damage.
All right, you lop off its hand, and it pulls the arm back as it cries out in pain with its eerie, screeching voice. And it moves away from the hole.
I think we could probably go in there and take out of that thing. See if there's anything cool, valuable.
Did it seem like it was the only one, or do you think there might be more?
It was the only one that I could see and the only one that came out the hole, I think. Also, there is a door, if I remember correct. Yeah, the door to the right. I could see that.
Yeah, you could
The
tell
door,
that. You can tell that that
the
door
door
connects
we
to the one you
passed
saw before.
the door we passed in the hallway goes to that chamber, so we could just open that.
All right, I'm gonna crawl through.
The hole?
Why not?
No one else can follow you.
Hmm.
I don't think you'd be able to fit
Right,
like your
let's go back
shoulders
the other
through
way.
it. So, like, you could probably stick your head through it, unlike Tricard.
Chris, if you're talking
Yeah.
to us, you're muted.
I don't think you could fit like your shoulders through it. Like, you could fit your whole head through it, but it's not wide enough to get like shoulders through.
Okay. All right, I start making my way back towards the doors on the other side and to see if I can open it.
Okay. You can start moving over that way.
The card does too with battering ram, but doesn't say anything and just waits and see if it's needed.
Okay.
It's locked. Hey, can you batter ram this door over here?
Sure, I do that.
I guess we could be more diplomatic about it and have lockpick it.
He's happy to do so. But he doesn't want to take away Takara's opportunity to battering ram it if she wants to.
I did buy this thing.
Yeah.
Just one more time, and then I'll put it away.
Okay.
Do
you want to move around to the door?
Oh yeah, sorry. I rolled a 21.
Cool. Yeah, you smash the doors off the hinges.
Oh shit!
I just imagine the gif of the SWAT team like breaking into the house.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, and at this point, you see another creature further behind that looks slightly different. But I think at this point we're going to roll initiative. Give me 1 sec to set that up.
Nope.
All right, so yeah, if you go to the initiative tab, you can see your initiative. Oh, does someone want to take control of Love for the combat? I can give you access. Any volunteers for Love?
I mean, if
I call
nobody
Nada
else,
because
I have no idea how to play Lav's character, but
just use a magic missile or whatever, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Or whatever. Emphasis on the or whatever.
All right. And I'll roll a quick initiative for you. All right, well,
Yeah.
you're up next, so
Put your
get ready.
finger
But
on the nose.
let's see. So this creature is going to go. That's 10 feet. It's just gonna charge towards Sarkovan, and as it does so, its mouth opens up in like a strange, like some kind of fish from deep under the sea. Uh, and
Oh.
I need everyone, and it emits a terrible scream. Uh, Everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Wait, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. Cora, would you have been waiting all the way back there in the hallway, or would you have been closer when Takara opened the door with the battering ram?
Oh, I probably would have been up there
Okay. Yeah, so
in
feel
case
free to
something happened.
reposition yourselves where you would have been.
Really right
Um,
there.
Little Lati, I don't know if you're any closer or not, but
I would have been keeping an eye on both hallways.
okay.
So I would have still been there.
All right. Sarkovan and Core, you pass.
I gotta make one too, Chris.
Yes. And if Taylor, if you could roll one for Lav. Takara?
I rolled a 22.
22? Okay, well, all of you
Yeah.
missed it. Nice. That's its turn. Lav is up.
Oh God. Um.
I mean, Arcane Dart is his go-to cantrip attack. Magic Missile or Guiding Bolt are good options for combat.
Okay. Let's hit him with a magic missile. I cannot select him. Or can I? What is it? Alt click? There we go. Cast it at first level.
Okay. So I think just click that damage button. So it does 3 darts. So click it, or I guess cast it 2 more times, but tell it to not spend a spell slot. The easiest way to do that. Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Is that your turn?
I guess so.
All right.
Who's up next?
Sarkovan.
Oh, geez. Okay. I'm going to, as a bonus action, Turkar is right next to me, right?
Yeah.
As a bonus action, I'm going to take my fingertips on my right hand and start to run them up her spine as I say, the wave plunges and the seabirds cry. Power is in the ocean and in the sky. The wind-driven tide that would come whispering on still days. And he gets a bardic inspiration if he wants. And then, as a bonus action, I'll... Oh, that whole time I was running my fingers up his spine. Now I'm going to start...
Her, thank you.
Her. Now I'm going to start going down her spine. And there's this like almost static electricity as the fur on her back begins to stand up. And then I'll cast Spark on her as well. And I think that will end my turn.
Cool. All right, so this other
Can I-
creature is up.
Can I quickly call? This is a weird one. Can I get a player requested perception check from Sarkovan?
Sure. Sarkova, make a perception check.
Okay.
All right, well, Takara got a 18. Or Sarkovan did.
You happen to see one single stream of moisture from her right eye. That's it.
Okay. All right, so this one's going to step up, see
Worth it.
Takara in a moment of weakness and attack. Um,
Good.
Makes 3 attacks. Nice.
Nice.
All right, first attack misses. Second attack also misses. So it swings with one claw, swings with the other, and you kind of dodge both. But as it kind of like leans over after a swing, these it charges towards you with as these kind of spikes on its shoulder. You see grow like longer and extend outward. And it hits for 5 points of poison damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw as you feel these poison barbs pumping poison into your veins.
Poop.
Horrifying.
I rolled an 8.
You are poisoned, which means you have
Great.
disadvantage on basically everything. As your mind begins to swim and your limbs feel achy, and you're just you begin to break out in a sweat as your body begins fighting back against you. Lilovati, you're up.
I'm gonna scooch around the corner. 5. Still can't see, so I'm gonna. I still wouldn't be able to see the creatures.
Not quite from there. The hole is a little bit too. But if you take a step forward, you might be able to. And get closer to the hole if you have movement left.
I didn't take the diagonal here.
That's fine.
So,
So yeah, you can see it from here now.
I would like to. Where is? How do I unselect my character?
Escape or click out, click off of it.
That brings up the reload application menu.
Um,
I'm just gonna. Can't see. There we go. Bring Mozilla with me. And I'm going to.
I think there's also a setting you can turn on to click to deselect. But try to find that for you if you want.
Gonna just use a produce flame on the one I can see.
Okay.
Through the hole in the wall.
Yeah. Go ahead and that's an attack roll.
Yep.
Nice.
It already rolled the dice, so that's 11 fire damage.
Yeah, looks like it applied it. So Sarkovan and Trakari, you just see a flame fling from that hole you created in the wall striking this creature in the back, and it howls in pain. Smells like burnt fish.
Mozilla will follow up with a flame seed
Okay.
at the same creature.
hmm
Natural 20.
Critical hit from Mozilla. Now it really smells like burnt fish. Is that your turn?
Yep.
All right. Takara, you're up.
Okay. Sirkovan cast Spark, and what was the first one?
Bardic Inspiration, which you can basically you get a D8 for the next 10 minutes. You can add it to an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw.
Oh, well, fuck. I would have added it to the con save. I forgot about that. Okay.
Now you know.
Yeah, now I know. All right, I'm gonna slashy at the Deep Scion.
All right.
I may have forgotten how to select on Foundry. Okay. Attack. I missed
9 misses.
with the.
And you do have disadvantage because you're poisoned. So on the attack roll.
Well then.
You no need to reroll that one, but
yeah, I'll attack a second time.
Although you can add the Bardic Inspiration to the attack.
Oh.
Oh, that one hit anyway though. But yeah, so you hit it with your second swing, and I think you get the extra damage from Spark. That's how that works.
Yes.
How much is that again?
I believe it's. Let me see. 1d8 lightning on their next attack.
Uh, 1d8. Oh. 5.
Nice.
5 lightning damage. Which obviously deals triple to this particular enemy.
Quadruple, some would even say.
It's in Pokemon. Cool. Is that your turn?
And then, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Corey, you're up.
Okay, am I able to... Oh, where'd it go? There we go. Am I able to get to where Tokara is standing just to move into the room so I can get a better look at what's going on? Like, could I squeeze past Takara to get into the room? Or is that space considered occupied?
I mean, looking past her, you can see the creatures are basically right in front of her, and there's not really space for you to stand in these tight quarters.
Okay. What do I want to do here?
I mean, it's enough to where, like, looking around the corner, you can see the creature is within reach, but because of the awkward angle and the wall and Takara standing there, he would be considered to have 3/4 cover if you tried to attack him.
Interesting. Would the javelin that I picked up be able to reach the creatures?
If you took a step back, you would probably have a better line of sight.
There we go. Yeah.
That would work, but your allies would be now it has half cover because their allies are still kind of in the way.
Okay, and how does half cover work?
It gets +2 to its AC. Oh, and
okay.
Sorry, real quick, Takara, can you make another Constitution saving throw for me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. You have that Bardic Inspiration if you want to use it.
I feel like my chances of getting a high enough number even with that are low, so I will save it.
All right. You remain poisoned. Go ahead, Core.
Okay. could I reach the scion with the javelin, or is that considered too far away?
I mean, you could throw it at them, but they would both have half cover because it's not a clear line of sight.
Okay, how about the what is it called? How about the
The sea spawn is the other one.
yeah, the sea spawn?
Yeah, I mean,
Is that
basically, it's because your allies are between you and them.
okay? So I couldn't just like lunge forward and be like, yeah, I would have to throw it in order to.
No, because it's not technically a reach weapon. If you had like
Gotcha,
a
gotcha.
pike or a glaive or a halberd,
That's right.
those allow you to attack from 10 feet away.
Okay. How how rigid do these walls seem? Like how structurally sound
Well, you
do they appear
saw
to be?
Takara break through one of them pretty easily but with the help of a battering ram.
Okay.
They're definitely been they're quite old and have
Quite
not
old.
been well taken care of.
Okay. I'm going to try and hack at this wall to try to create another opening so I can get into the room.
I mean, so your sword's not going to do much against stone, but you can try to like ram into it or something like that to knock it down if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and try that.
All right, make a strength check.
Okay.
Actually, this would be athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
You just take a step back and Kool-Aid Man through the wall. There's
Oh
no
yeah.
longer any wall there.
Cool. Did
Said
that
the
count?
line.
Yes, I did. Did that count as my action?
I mean, I'll just say it's part of your movement, so you still have an
Or
action.
move it? Okay, cool. I'm going to booming bait, hack, and slash at this creature right here.
Nice.
How do I target
Alt
an
click.
enemy again?
Alt
Alt
click.
click. Okay. There we go. Alt click. And then this. No, stop it. There we go.
I'm sorry. Did you just say booming babe? Because damn.
I think it came off as booming bade, so close enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it misses. I'm going to attack it again.
Oh, with Booming Blade, you only get one attack.
Oh, that's right, because it's a spell.
Yeah. So
That's
let me
right.
undo
Okay,
that.
that's fine. Yeah, we can ignore that. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
And that's it. That's my turn.
All right. Deep Sound is up next. It is going to reach out and try to bite Sorkoven.
Why? I'm a nice guy. Oh no.
You take 8 points of damage, and then it's going to try to cut you with its claw.
Ooh.
Max damage. Anyway. Yeah. Lava's up.
Um. Okay. God, I wish I knew what I was doing. I'm going to hit him with an arcane dart.
Okay. So that's an attack roll, and I think if you miss, you can use your bonus action to attack again. But you hit. So go ahead and... Nice. Is that your turn?
Um. Hmm. Where am I? I'm in the back?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. I guess I'm gonna press this button. Okay. Now it's Sir Covin's turn.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to. I forgot. Can we move through people?
Yeah, it counts as difficult terrain though.
Okay, I'm moving here to where I'm.
All right, the Scion would get an opportunity attack on you.
Do your worst. That's fine. That's all I need.
Yeah, you see Sarkovan just being torn apart as he tries to get away from this creature.
Let's see here. Joints crackling, limbs flailing into angular attitudes. Boom. Have a spark. Core. In case that wasn't obvious.
Nice.
And let's also hit him with a vicious mockery. We're about to turn him into a fish fillet.
That's
He's got to
a
make a 16 wisdom.
fails. Go ahead and roll your damage.
He took 4 psychic damage.
Oh, it re-rolled it again
And
for some reason. But I'll go ahead and apply it. We'll use the first roll.
okay, and then I think I can apply the active effects. It has disadvantage
Yeah,
on the
try
next
that.
attack roll it makes. When I click it, nothing happens. But
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it changes on your end.
No, I don't see anything, but I'll go ahead and mark it as that. Cool. Is that your turn?
It is. It indeed is.
All right, the sea spawn is up. It's gonna keep going after Trakara. She chopped off its hand. So first a bite. Wait. Oh no, it doesn't need to bite. Unarmed strike. It's for 6. Misses, and then it's gonna try to get you with the poison quills again. Hits, but you're already poisoned, so you don't need to save against it. Lilvati, you're up.
I'm gonna swap places with Mozilla.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use. Oh, where's my character sheet? I'm gonna cast. Scorching Ray.
1 sec. What's that? Okay.
So let's see.
Taylor, you're gonna use all of Law's spells, right?
Working on it.
Just fire them off and onto the ceiling.
Alright, sorry about that. Alright,
So
so
yeah, it's scorching ray 2 on the skinwalker, 1 on the tentacle dude.
okay. So you can go ahead and I think cast it 3 times, but only have one of them consume a spell slot. And that'll give you 3 attacks with it.
First one deals 11 damage on this one.
Nice.
The next one, that same one. I'm gonna reroll the 2.
Okay.
Same damage.
Okay.
Then the last one's going on the other one.
Nice. Yeah, so this one gets burnt to a crisp.
So can Mozilla fit through the crack in the wall?
Yeah, I think you can squeeze through.
Okay. First I'm gonna use 5 and 15. I'm gonna get out of here. I would love to select Mozilla again. Okay.
You got him.
5, 10, 15. Mozilla's gonna use its teleport ability.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's 5-foot radius. It would have moved over to
Yeah.
right here. I hate this thing.
Yeah. No, I get you though.
See on this one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so that's
It's-
a dex save.
Yeah.
Fails. So that's 6 points of damage.
Yep. So it would have been here, and then it teleports up to 15 feet. So yeah, it would have gone. It would have teleported over. That's part of the door.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Takara, you're up. You're poisoned and you have Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. Oh, never mind. I was about to say. I couldn't see this thing's health bar.
Yeah.
It just came up.
My bad.
Slashy.
Cool. How do you want to do this?
Yeah. Is its spine still like in me? Like, what happened there? Did
It like
retract?
stabbed into you, and then like the spine's like retracted as it also like kind of stepped back.
Okay. Just for flavor, I'm like first swing, just kind of slice the spines off. Like I'm cutting green onions with a samurai sword or some shit like that, and then the next is just straight through the neck,
Nice.
just easily like paper.
And like where blood might come out, instead like water gushes out of this creature as it collapses to the ground with a puddle of water around it. Sinking into the floorboards below.
Disgusting. And then can I roll to see if I am no longer poisoned?
Yeah, I mean, it's about a minute goes by and the poison fades from your system. It only lasts for a minute.
Okay. Well, I was hoping to use the Bardic Inspiration in a way that was special and worthwhile.
I mean, you can roll it if you want to.
Well, it's okay. As a thank you, I immediately look at Sarkovan and cast Cure Wounds. I should probably select him before I do that. Okay. Cure Wounds. I don't know. Okay.
Oh. And
Oh.
he's gone.
How long does Spark and Bardic Inspiration last for?
Bardic Inspiration only lasts for 10 minutes, but
Okay.
Spark lasts until they hit again. Or until they hit,
Does the
as
spell
far
have
as
a
I'm aware.
duration?
I mean,
Like it'll say like should be a section for duration, X minutes or whatever.
mm,
It says 1 minute in like
oh
the
shit.
bottom.
I haven't been doing it that way.
Yeah.
All right. That sucks. Okay, well now I know.
Okay. Back that way too. So one thing you notice now that the dust has settled, on this table over here, there's a candelabra, with like 3 candles. 2 of them are lit with small little blue flames, and the third one is unlit.
Huh. I feel partially responsible for that scuffle. It was more serious than I expected. I did not see the second fucker. Anyway, I just mean to say a sorry, and I go back to Sarkovan and I do a little bit of more healing.
No, don't worry
'Cause I
about it.
just remember.
I put myself in danger's way.
Too late, you shut up. And I do lay on hands for some amount, which I will decide.
As a reminder, I have a homebrew rule where short rests only take 10 minutes, and you can use hit dice if you would like to. Or not.
Let me check something real quick.
I'll knowing that I'll do 5 points anyway.
Let me do something first, Eochora. See
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna
I retract.
I'm gonna use the staff, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you want to describe what happened?
yeah. So I'm going to I'm going to raise the staff that I newly got. You notice that there's 2 flames hovering around the ruby at the end. One of them is red, and the other is white. The white one gets bigger and like engulfs like the head of the staff. And I cast Burning Hands towards the party. Let me roll. Dice. So the flames bring warmth but not pain, and you slowly feel your wounds begin to heal as they begin to soothe all your woes, and you each heal 9 points of damage.
That is it's a fancy stick. Oh, I healed too much.
I didn't realize I had to place the mark.
Oh, yeah. And then I rolled it for you, but we'll just go with the first roll you did. Yeah.
Then, with my hands on fire, now I'll do lay on hands. Sarkovan, heal another 5.
Oh.
Um, Yeah, so Kevin, if you want to go and make a note that your bond deepened, however you want to keep track of that, just so we don't forget to do that whenever you rest in the future. But you won't be
But
able
what
to
about my emotional damage? Sorry.
yeah. What are y'all doing now?
I want to check this place out, see if I can find any goodies.
Make a investigation check.
And I'm gonna go to that those candles on the table.
Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, so I rolled a 4, but actually, I didn't. Actually, I rolled a 10. So, because of that, my actual total is 16.